This video is sponsored by Cake Wallet, the easiest open source wallet to store Bitcoin, Monero, and Litecoin securely on mobile and desktop devices. When buying, selling, and exchanging crypto or trading for gift cards, Cake Wallet ensures privacy and security, giving you the keys to your coins. Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to the Daily Zest. I'm your host, Randi Hipper, here today on a lovely Wednesday. We are midweek. Shout out to the midweek. Woo! We love being midweek, and I love being here. So if you guys are ready for the news, like CZ Binance being sentenced to how long in prison? What is going on with Gary Gensler and the hucksters in the SEC? I got everything you need to know. Make sure you smash a like, subscribe to the channel, and share this stream out with friends so more people know what's going on. Of course, as I say good morning to you, you have to check out our three amazing sponsors, Cake Wallet, Crypto Saving Expert, use code ZESTY for 15% off, and then move your Zest over with code ZESTY for 20% off of Market Cipher. I love Market Cipher. I love my partners, and I appreciate them all. I want to make sure I say good morning to everyone in the chat. We have Allset, Zarkov, my girl, Alexandra G. Trying to get some membershippery for Randy in the chat because he can't get a membership, and we need to make sure everyone has a membership here. Crypto Whisperers, happy Wednesday to you. Gary Littlemore, good morning. Otto, Chris Hanley, Rob Goddard, BHT, Ivan Hernandez, Chris Hanley, Nash, good morning. Born BCY, good morning. Yukio, what's up? NJ Web Solutions, nice to see you. Crypto Farmer, what's up? Brandon on X, I see you. Mark Smithson, Jody Ferguson, good morning. All the PMB squad, shout out to Chump Change for the raid as always. Joe Harvey, Hannah Hughes is here, shout out to you. Shout out to everyone. Thank you again, Alexandra G, for all the membershippery so far. Benjamin Cole said, good morning. Hi, Wick. Hello, Wick. Oh, I see Crimson. Guys, we have like a lot going on. Oh poop! I think I muted myself. I think I'm back. Gua said, "What happened to the YouTubes? Now you here? I'm here. We've been here. We're okay. Hello. Yeah, guys. I have like a lot going on in life and in crypto. So we're gonna cover everything going on. If anyone's in New York and Manhattan, get out of there, please. It's just crazy. I guess we'll talk about that towards the end of the show because I'm not trying to make this all about New York and how much it sucks, but we need to make sure that we're safe. We need to make sure that like we're not condoning violence. Okay? Like it's just getting really crazy and to a point where it's getting me really mad. So I'm trying not to get mad about it. And that's why we're going to talk about crypto now before we talk about the craziness that has ensued NYC. And boy, oh boy. Now, let's also make sure we hit that 150 likes, 150 live viewers for the show, guys. This is very important. Also, 16,470 subscribers is the goal, so let's make sure we pump that up. Yeah, I'm going to go off today. I'm warning you. I am going to go off today. And especially because what we're going to start off with is absolutely insane. Now, I think we should backtrack a little bit because, like I said, everything ends up coming to the forefront at one point or another. Everything's kind of planned in, a lot of ways we could put that together. And we know that Canada's TD Bank has had a lot of issues, and they're getting fined billions of dollars total over the years. And we remember that the banks don't do their job. They talk about crypto being for criminals, how there's no AML measures with cryptocurrency and the exchanges, which is why they went after Binance and so many others for absolutely no reason other than political scrutiny. Why don't they come after the banks like they come after crypto? Why aren't these headlines making mainstream news? Like back in January, Canada's TD Bank faced the biggest ever penalty by the Canadians' AML agency, and that would be up to $7.4 million. And the reason is because they're saying its AML measures were unsatisfactory in Canada. Yes, TD Bank operates in the United States. It's a popular bank in the United States. So January, we knew that they weren't doing their job. All the AML and all the criminals were able to launder their money through TD Bank. And the same is happening in the United States. Canada's TD Bank sets aside $450 million for U.S. anti-money laundering probe fine. Scrolling. We see they had an initial provision of $450 million, which means it could be more in relation to ongoing discussions with the U.S. regulator over anti-money laundering probe and any penalties it might be slapped with. They disclosed last year as cooperating with authorities into an investigation here, and they said their discussions were ongoing with regulators. The bank said the provision does not reflect a final aggregate amount of penalty, money, and all the fines combined, which means that they cannot even give you an accurate estimate because these fines could be anywhere from $500 million to $1 billion. And this is just a sum that they know the lender can afford because of its strong capital position. But they didn't do that when it came to crypto. When it came to crypto, they wanted, like Library and all these other businesses, they want to fine them so much money that they can't operate anymore. But when it comes to the bank and them not following AML measures and letting people launder money through their facilities, oh yeah, just do a fine that you can afford. Don't worry about it, bro. You can keep operating. Do you guys see how horrible this is? That corruption, they just pay off everything in Canada's government, the United States government, the same bank, not doing AML measures, not taking care of the money laundering that, they're supposed to do because they're banks. Oh no, they don't. They don't follow their jobs. They just get a fine, they move on, but people in crypto get scrutinized every single day. No one from TD Bank is going to jail over AML measures, but you have people from Tornado Cash, Samurai Wallet, where these were just private pieces of code that people were using. But the people that founded it are getting in trouble. This is what's so nasty about fiat, because the fiat always wins, because that's where the corruption is seeded from, versus cryptocurrency where everything's transparent, and if someone wants to do something privately, they're automatically a criminal. And if you created a technology that they don't like, you're also a criminal. But I don't understand why these bankers aren't in jail either for all the criminal activity that they let happen and that they do themselves, especially with government officials. And you know what? Speaking of government officials, let's pull this up really quick. From Nayib Bukele, the president of El Salvador, who literally pulled everyone from his executive cabinet and told them that they will be all under investigation for corruption. And he said, I won't steal, and I won't let anyone else steal. This is the president mindset that we need. Not in our country, where they come after innovation. They come after everybody that has an opinion that they don't like, and that they give money to people that straight up do not deserve it. Well, there are veterans on the streets in the United States. What is going on in this country? But then you have El Salvador, which was one of the most dangerous countries, which was a country no one would even think about, is now one of the most influential in the world, and will become the most powerful in the world. Because there are other countries that agree with El Salvador in their position of corruption. Nayib Bukele is willing to clean this up and get it out of here. Good for him. Bullish on El Salvador. Honestly, I'm so bearish on the United States. What are we doing here? Life, liberty, and property seems to not even be a thought in the United States anymore. But it seems like it's a thought in El Salvador. I am so upset at what goes on in this country. I'm so upset with how things are going here. How influential that paper money is. That green booger fiat. What a joke. Let's let the banks pay millions and billions of dollars in fines and let them operate. But let's wipe out every crypto exchange because we don't like what they're doing, even though they're highly compliant. I get very, very upset about this stuff. And it's honestly horrible. Horrible. We're going to get into the hucksters and the fraudsters of the SEC and things like that in just a moment, because thank you for subscribing, my friend, first of all. Second of all, we got to talk about CZ Binance, and we got to talk about Roger Ver, because we know that there's FUD up the wazoo when it comes down to Bitcoin and crypto. They don't like it. They obviously don't politically align with it, because this regime wants to suppress anybody that makes money or has an opinion or wants to do anything that's related to freedom. That doesn't exist in the United States anymore. And obviously, CZ Binance is a Canadian citizen. He's not even a United States citizen. Yet, our government choose to regulate him. Says you're under our jurisdiction. Let's prosecute you for money laundering. Guys, there still is no proof that CZ Binance did anything wrong. Not one shred of evidence. He was compliant. When they said that all these terrorists were using Binance, who was right there to make sure they complied with all these governments and gave them the information they needed? It was CZ. It was the Binance team. Now, what are they doing? Trying to make an example out of him. The max amount of time CZ was set to face was 3 years in prison. Turns out, he's only ironically going to get 4 months in prison. Why is this ironic? Because March 5th of last year, CZ Binance said, remember 4. 4 meaning FUD. Ignore the FUD. And now it turned into the 4th month of the 2024. A lot of 4s going on here. 4th month of 2024. He's getting 4 months of prison time. And apparently he might be the richest person to ever be behind bars. This is from the judge in the Seattle courtroom that said there's no evidence that the defendant was ever informed of illegal activity at Binance. And before he disagreed with the DOJ's recommendation for an increase of the baseline sentence guideline of 10 to 16 months. The court finds the defendant has acted and accepted that responsibility. Everything I see about you and your characteristics are of a mitigating nature, the judge said to Zhao. Of course, he's going to have to pay a $50 million personal fine and still might have over $40 billion to his name, apparently. This was a 2.5-hour sentencing that, honestly, people did not expect to come out of it. And the judge even said himself, to be honest with you, sir, everything I see about your history and characteristics are of a mitigating nature. And again, what that means is that you're a good person and I don't understand why you're here. And the DOJ themselves and the prosecutors were saying to the judge that CZ should be an example, that this is not a suitable sentence. He should be led to believe that if we make an example out of him, then no one else will commit money laundering. No other bad actors will be in crypto. This is another example of corruption and a narrative that these people wanted to spew. And then again, the judges are the people that make the decisions in this country, not the regulators, where the judge is now making the decision that, listen, this guy is not a bad person. He doesn't even see why he's in court in the first place, so he's going to give him 4 months. I am so suspect of the people that run this country that they came after CZ like that. He's not even an American citizen, and this is the point we're at. And that's true, friend on X, that CZ did not help politicians. He wasn't the second largest donor to our current president. He wasn't giving money to 1 in 3 members of Congress. Not at all. He did what he needed to do. He spread adoption. He was on planes more than he was home. And he did more for cryptocurrency than maybe mostly everyone. Talking to world's leaders, spreading crypto adoption, creating payment rails for other people to spend their cryptocurrency. This was CZ. This was CZ, and yet they came after him because he was too powerful, and Binance had a lot of influence out of the United States. Most of their business was out of the United States because the United States exchange was mediocre due to the regulations here. Horrible. But I am happy that CZ only got 4 months, so hashtag free CZ in the chat. Let's get those going in the chat. Hashtag free CZ. Maybe he'll appeal it. I just don't really see an appeal. I think he's just going to take the L and walk away. But hashtag free CZ in the chat. And also CZ is doing his new project, Giggle Academy, too, where he's focusing on education and things like that. So CZ's got his next plans all done already. So I'm excited to see what his next journey, or next chapter, I guess, has for him. Make sure you guys are smashing this likes, sharing it with friends. Why don't you like and subscribe and share this video? Oh boy. Free Randi emoji. Get your freaking memberships out here. Get the memberships. We need membershipery. Membershipery. All right, let's see. we're going to continue, and we're going to talk about the other person who was arrested over the weekend, and this was Roger Ver. Now, Roger Ver is known as Bitcoin Jesus, and apparently he evaded nearly $50 million in taxes. He was arrested in Spain over the weekend and to be extradited to the United States. Again, this is someone that's not an American citizen, someone that the United States just thinks that they could take because they are mad at him. Now, I mean, I don't know. Is he a United States citizen? He obtained citizenship after he renounced his U.S. citizenship. So, yeah, he's not even a U.S. citizen anymore, and he's technically out of their jurisdiction. But then again, the whole world seems to be the jurisdiction of the United States. A little bit of background on who Roger Ver is. He was a big proponent, along with Craig Wright, to kind of change Bitcoin, and had the Bitcoin Cash hard fork in 2018. And we see here within the BCH community, there was supporting one or two of the prominent personalities that included Roger Ver and Craig Wright. They were both known as strong supporters of digital currencies, but didn't reach an agreement on how they thought this would proceed. This was all over block wars at the time, the size of the blocks and all that type of stuff. Now, Roger Ver was known for his evangelism on behalf of digital currency and supported Bitcoin Cash rather than BSV, which is where Craig Wright ended up going with the whole thing. So that's really what, that's really like the kind of background on him. Early Bitcoin investor, really a hard proponent of Bitcoin Cash in general. And we see here that an indictment was unsealed charging him with mail fraud, tax evasion, and filing false tax returns. He was arrested in Spain based on U.S. criminal charges, and the U.S. will seek his extradition to the United States. He was formerly a citizen in Santa Clara, California, owned MemoryDealers.com and a few other companies, and he allegedly began acquiring Bitcoin and his companies for himself and his companies back in 2011. And in 2014, he obtained citizenship in St. Kitts and Nevis, and shortly after renounced his U.S. citizenship in a process known as expatriation or expatriation, like whatever it is. But basically, he gave up his citizenship 100%. And apparently, he had to file tax returns and all of these things and kind of declare his crypto, which I'm sure he didn't really do. He allegedly required to pay a tax referred to as an exit tax. And by 2014, his companies allegedly owned approximately 131,000 Bitcoin that traded on several large exchanges for around $870 each. And allegedly, his companies owned 73,000 of those Bitcoin, and he hired a law firm to assist with his renouncing of his citizenship and his tax returns. Related to that, he allegedly hired an appraiser to value his companies, and they provided false or misleading information to the law firm and the appraiser that concealed the true number of Bitcoin he and his company owned. And apparently, yeah, all this was fake tax returns, all of that law stuff. Apparently, he caused a loss to the IRS of $48 million. Well, I'm sure with all the fines that the SEC has been collecting from all these crypto companies for no reason, they could definitely afford that $48 million, especially because a lot of those millions are going towards hiring new people to work for the SEC, the IRS, and so many other people to crack down on everyday people like you and I that try to make money. And I think it's funny that, you know, again, they're saying that Bitcoin really has no intrinsic value, that Bitcoin's bad, yet they're coming after this guy for Bitcoin that he sold at or traded on exchanges for $870. Bitcoin's $57,000 right now. It seems like he took a little bit of a loss if he sold his Bitcoin at that point. But even they're saying here in this little press release, justice.gov, that he sold tens of thousands of Bitcoin for $240 million in cash. But even though he was not a citizen of the U.S., he was legally required to report to the IRS. This is an attack on crypto. This is an attack on crypto. And Roger Ver, listen, was he a great guy? I don't really know. I didn't really speak to him ever. So I can't really give you a perspective on it. However, it seems that, again, this is another person that's not a United States citizen that they don't care about and they just want to make an example out of because he's an early Bitcoin investor and they want his Bitcoin. If he has any Bitcoin, you don't think they want it. You don't think they want to get it from him and say, oh, we took this guy's Bitcoin. Look how cool you guys are with your self-custody. Of course that's what they want to do, because these people are manipulative and they literally want to push propaganda so people get scared and they don't invest in Bitcoin and crypto. Well, I'm sorry, you old people that run this country. It's not going to work. It's not. Again, it's a shame. Shout out to Chef Dave for becoming a member of the Zesty fam. I thought the IRS can't take Bitcoin as payment. Well, if they want to, they will. And I just think it's wild, just absolutely wild that they're coming after this guy years later when, again, did they come after him when he was a United States citizen? No. Did they talk about him after he renounced his citizenship? No. But, oh, we're going to just make sure that we could come after him years later because we know he's a Bitcoin investor. That's literally it. Another L for our country. And make sure you guys, again, are hitting these likes, man. And I just can't get over the SEC. I can't get over how bad this country is run in all freaking directions, especially because we know that back in the day, the SEC, Gary Gensler himself, so 2018, the SEC said themselves that ETH is not a security. We have Gary Gensler back in 2018, 2019, when he was teaching MIT, going to all these conferences that Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, Bitcoin Cash are commodities, not securities. Shouldn't even touch the court system. We could look back to last year in September where they were asking Gary Gensler, can you identify ETH as a security or a commodity? He wouldn't answer the question, yet apparently he's been saying behind closed doors that ETH is a security for over a year. This is exactly what I mean when we talk about how bad this representation is for our own government and the distrust that this builds because of the lack of clarity.
Would you categorize Ether then?
Look, I think that the general sweep of what Congress did, not just in the 30s, but as amended.
I'm asking you, sitting in your chair now, to make an assessment under the laws as exist. Is Ether a commodity or a security?
Without speaking to any one.
I know you've repeatedly said you're not going to speak to one, except you've spoken to one, Bitcoin. So I'm asking you to speak to a second one, the second largest market cap here.
And speaking to the tokens, there's 10 to 12,000. If there's a group of entrepreneurs in
I'm asking about one.
The public is anticipating a profit based on the...
I'm asking you a specific question, Chair Gensler. I said this in private. This should be no shock to you. I'm asking this question. Is Ether a commodity or a security?
And again, it depends on the facts and the law. And if there's a group of individuals...
I'm asking you about the facts and the law sitting in your seat and the judgment you are making.
And so, Mr. Chair, I think you would not want me to prejudge because I'm also...
But you have prejudged on this. You've taken 50 enforcement actions. We're finding out as we go, as you file suit, as people get Wells notices on what is a security in your view, in your agency's view. I'm asking you a very simple question about the second largest digital asset. What is your view?
And my view is if there's a group of individuals in the middle that the public is anticipating...
All right, so let me just ask a second question then. Do you think it serves the market for an object to be viewed by the commodities regulator as a commodity and the securities regulator to be viewed as a security? Do you think that provides safety and soundness for the product? Do you think it provides consumer protection? Do you think it serves the value of innovation? I think no should be a very simple answer for you here. I think that uncertainty is bad, is it not?
And I think that Congress has said that there's one agency, the Securities and Exchange Commission, under this committee.
And you won't answer my question, and you're the head of that agency. So give me a break. Come on.
I'm answering it in the generic because you would not want me to speak about any one set of facts and circumstance.
Okay, so, but you've already spoken. Have you said anything about Bitcoin?
My predecessors and the agency itself has spoken to them.
Okay, but you're not willing to do the same about Ether. Okay, so let me just step back. There's a lack of clarity here in the marketplace. Can you at least agree to that?
I think that the clarity is there. The law is clear.
All right.
There's a group
so
of individuals
let me be explicit about this. The market doesn't see it. your regulatory actions and the CFTC's regulatory actions say that there's a great deal of uncertainty here. It is the intention of this committee to fix that uncertainty and actually provide a sound legal basis for this.
That was back in September. And apparently, Gary Gensler's coming out now. Oh, we thought it for a year that Ethereum was a security. Up there. Patrick McHenry then came out and said new court filings indicate that Gary Gensler knowingly misled Congress when pressed on the classification of ETH. His full statement reads, just months after a federal judge sanctioned SEC enforcement lawyers for lying to the court, new evidence shows Gary Gensler himself misled Congress. In testimony to the Financial Services Committee last April, Gary Gensler refused to answer questions regarding SEC's classification of ETH. New court filings show this was an intentional attempt to misrepresent the commission's position. Classifying Ether as a security contradicts previous statements of the SEC and Chair Gensler. Yet another example of the arbitrary and capricious nature of the agency's regulation by enforcement approach to digital assets. This episode underscores the urgency of Congress passing the bipartisan FIT for the 21st Century Act to provide a clear regulatory framework and robust consumer protections for digital asset markets. Committee Republicans will continue to hold SEC and Gary Gensler accountable for his regulatory overreach that's stifling innovation, leaving American consumers unprotected, and risking our national security. I 100% agree with that. Stifling innovation, 1,000%. The Financial Committee then retweets and said, classifying Ethereum, whatever. Classifying ETH as a security contradicts previous statements of the SEC and Chair Gensler. Republicans will continue to hold the SEC accountable for its regulatory overreach that's stifling innovation, leaving consumers unprotected, and risking our national security. Is Gary Gensler really going to be held accountable? I don't really know, because he goes back to Goldman Sachs, MIT, and we know MIT loves to do their experiments like Project Hamilton, a full-on CBDC infrastructure project that's in collaboration with the Federal Reserve Bank of Boston. So between MIT and Goldman Sachs and his political position and the millions and millions and millions of dollars that he's getting paid for to do gosh knows what, oh boy, is Gary Gensler never going to be held accountable. Probably he'll just get fired at some point. The new regime will maybe come in, if there is a new regime in 2024, and get him out of there. Because how can you say in 2018 as the SEC, oh, ETH is a commodity, don't worry about it. Him himself outside of the SEC, Ethereum's a commodity, don't worry about it. And now you want to say it's a security because you know that the Ethereum ETF wants to come out. And you know that you're going to have to approve it. And what's going to happen? Same thing with Grayscale and the SEC going to court. Oh, you have to pass the GBTC trust into an ETF now. Why was the only reason that happened is because it's the court that made the decision. It wasn't Gary Gensler. It wasn't our stellar SEC that cares about the United States people and the innovation and making money and prospering our economy. They don't care about you. They care about the TradFi bros. They care about their own pockets. That's what speaks to them. Their pockets, their own money. Because when other people are making money and trading their dollars for Bitcoin, which they value more than the dollar, of course they're not going to like that. Of course Gary Gensler is going to distract everyone as people are pulling out millions and millions of dollars from the banks every single day because we don't trust you anymore. I don't trust the banks. I don't trust the FDIC. To me, it's complete and utter. They don't do anything for you. Oh, the FDIC receiver this. Go throw a bank into another bank's hands. Like, what does that do for anybody? Is it a Band-Aid or even worse than that? Like a little tissue over blood. Like, you're not going to do anything with that. It's so bad what's going on in this country. Oh, wow, the SEC is such great people. They totally care. We're from the government, and we're here to help. Such... these politicians blatantly lie to people, and they get away with it under oath, and they just get away with it. People did the same exact thing, like regular people, they would be in jail. Unless you're SBF that colludes with people like Gary Gensler, then you get a light sentence and you might be able to appeal it and play League of Legends in your jail cell, even if you're in a jail cell to begin with. Who has seen one picture of SBF from jail, going into jail, coming out of the jail? Not one. Not a singular photo. And the one person that did put something out, you can't really trust their opinion either, because where did they come from? Corruption. That's what's going on blatantly. And I'm so sad. I'm sad that this happens in our country, that we're supposed to be about life, liberty, and property. We're supposed to be about people's rights. We're supposed to be defending the people, the everyday people that work their tushies off every single day. That 9 to 5, that grind that they're forced to be put in. Because even the average person, if they're making minimum wage, they can't live on their own. They can't afford to eat. They can't afford to live. This is the economy we live in now, where one parent used to be able to have the wife stay home with the kids and everyone grow up and live a happy life. That's not even affordable anymore. The average life of having a house and your kids living in a house, that's inconceivable for most people now. And who owns all the property? The corporations, the banks, that even if you own a house, you pay a mortgage, who still owns that house? The banks do. You don't own anything. And that's exactly what they want. They don't want you to own anything. They don't want you to have property. They don't want you to make money, because it takes away from them. Because if someone becomes rich, then they have power. They have an opinion, and they're able to act upon that opinion. Think about it. Who's able to really get rich in America when there's censorship, there's corruption, where you can't even be a politician anymore unless you have some background. You're bred to be a politician, and you have billions of dollars to back your movement. That's why I really give a lot of props to John Deaton for fighting Liz Warren in this race. I hope he becomes a senator. I hope he fixes things. Right now, the corruption is seeding too many things, way too many things. Take our control back, guys. I'm done with this. I'm absolutely done with the corruption. I'm done with all of this craziness. I know this is not something that's going to go away. It's going to take our lives to fight this. And I will never stop. I will never, ever stop. And I hope you guys don't either. Talk your truth. Take custody of your money. Be in control of what you could be in control of. Because these people don't want you to have any opinion. They don't want you to have any control over anything. And I'm not dealing with that. And this is like what gets me going too, because you also have people like in this country, Blackrock, Franklin Templeton, where Blackrock's BIDL is the largest tokenized treasury fund, hitting $375 million and going over Franklin Templeton's. Now, Franklin Templeton's tokenized fund, they want you to be able to peer-to-peer trade that and maybe even make a yield on it. Why in the world? Explain to me, politicians, the IRS, the SEC, and all the regulators, why BlackRock is allowed to tokenize. Well, why JP Morgan was allowed to have their own token since 2019. Why Franklin Templeton, if you have their little tokenized fund, that you earn a yield, which is basically staking if you own it. Why do rich people get some stake and earn a yield? Yet, everyday people like you and I, oh, we can't stake our crypto. We can't earn a yield. You go into your bank account. Oh, do you earn any yield on that bank account? Are you making any money on your money if it's in the bank? No, you're not. Very rare do you do. But it just seems like all the people that have the money and all the people that are in TradFi are the only people that are allowed to stake and earn yield. I think that's the most annoying thing I've ever heard of. Now, BlackRock's USD Institutional Digital Liquidity Fund, represented by BIDL on Ethereum, backed by Treasury bills, repo agreements, now boasts $375 million of deposits. And Franklin Templeton slid to $368 million with major outflows. And they're saying that this is occurred by putting all of these tokenized bonds and credit onto blockchains for RWAs. This is ridiculous. BlackRock's allowed to tokenize. They could have a tokenized fund on Ethereum. But isn't Ethereum a security? Isn't there no regulatory clarity on Ethereum in the United States? So why in the world are they allowed to build on Ethereum? Oh, because they're BlackRock and they control most of the world. Oh, because this is Franklin Templeton. And they just have money so they could tokenize and do what they want and earn a yield on it. But everyday people can't earn a yield on their money or their crypto. And if they do, if they use a platform that does, oh wait, the SEC is going to send you a Wells notice. Oh wait, they're all going to get investigated and then shut down and charged millions of dollars so that way they can't operate. But gosh forbid a bank like TD Bank is not complying with AML measures. Just pay $450 million, maybe $1 billion. That's what you could afford, so don't worry about it. You could keep operating after that. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? This is where we're at. This is where we're at. Yeah, the banks get to do whatever they want. They pay their fines. The politicians get to do whatever they want. All the rich people get to do whatever they want. And then what do we get? Inflation. Having to wait for Jerome Powell to say whatever he wants. Rate this, rate that, rate schmate. None of it matters because they get to do whatever they want. Oh, we're going to go print money this week? All right, go do it. Doesn't mean we have a say in it. Oh, you're going to give money to people that don't even live in this country. That's great. Just do that. While we're giving billions of dollars to other people within our country that aren't supposed to be here and people outside of our country, there are veterans on the street starving, getting kicked out of their housing to be replaced with people that aren't supposed to have it. Where everyday people can't even afford to live and eat, but other people are going to get a cash a free check. Inflation is transitory, but we're going to keep printing money so that everybody suffers. And no one can make it. Because if you thought you were getting ahead, you thought you were saving up your money since 2019, well, that's worth around 50 to 75% less. So you just worked your whole life to grind and grind to save up some money, have some success, maybe buy a house. But now interest rates are too high. Now the houses are too expensive. Now inflation has taken you to a point where everything you worked for is basically worthless. Is that okay? Is that fair? Did we choose any of that? No. So why do we deal with it? Why do we allow these people to keep doing this to us, devalue us, and telling us we're not worth it? Your hard work is not worth it. We don't value you. That's what inflation means. We don't value you. We don't value the time you put in to make our economy what it is. So we're going to punish you by being part of our economy. Pay your taxes, everyone. Pay your taxes. But they're going to print more money anyway. So can't they just pay off the taxes and their debt with the money they print? Oh, I guess not. I guess they need us to pay our hard-earned dollars back to them so they could just print more and devalue our dollars that we're giving them. So, oh my gosh, now it gets harder to pay our taxes. It gets harder to keep paying for our everyday food and bills. I'm so upset by the whole thing.
Back.
Freaking Diggy scared the poop out of me.
By Bitcoin.
Thank you, Diggies. Freaking Diggy with the $100 super chat took me right out of my craziness. Took me right out of my craziness. Diggy, how do you feel about all this? You're just going to say XRP fixes it all. I'm just going to freaking... Ugh. Yeah, the whole system is a joke. 100%. 100% the system is a joke. But it's only a joke to us. It's so serious for them because they're the ones that benefit from the whole thing. Do I need to breathe and drink water? Yes. Okay, I will do that. I will do that. That's ridiculous. So ridiculous what's going on here. I'm telling you guys right now. Yeah, I know beep bop. I know it's crazy. And you know what? They're going to come after your self-custody because already Better Markets, the American Bankers Association, they back Liz Warren. They're paying her. She's on their payroll. And she's the one propagating anti-self-custody rules, which means that basically at one point, they're not going to want you to hold your own money in your own physical wallet because it's unhosted. They can't see what you're doing. Where is your privacy? Where is it? Stop trading your freedom for convenience. Stop giving these people power. I'm so done with it, bro. I'm so done. And the way we fight back, Crimson is asking, how do we fight back? We fight back by using Bitcoin. We fight back by making calls to our local governments, to doing things in DC. That's how we get places. And you know what? We're peaceful. Because what do we get to do with Bitcoin? Use energy to create it, to transfer it. You use your own physical energy to use it yourself, besides the computers. You don't need to pick up a weapon. You don't need to hurt anybody, hurt another country, put anyone down to lift Bitcoin up. The way that these fiat currencies maintain their dominance is because of the army behind them. Because of the violence that comes with domination. And I am so done with supporting fiat. I'm so done with supporting a system that supports the war. Because we're in a war right now. We are in a war right now. You guys see what's going on in New York City? This is what fiat makes. This is what fiat does. That this is what we're dealing with? All this violence? What is this? Tell me what this is. I was teaching at Columbia University last year. Look at what it is now. How fast things decline. How dangerous Manhattan is that I don't even want to go. Even Brooklyn has gotten a lot of this. I'm over it. And the fact that it took this long to clean it all up, guys, why is this happening? Who's funding all of this? Who's funding it? All the supplies that these people have, who's funding it? Who's bringing the people there? Because I'll tell you something. I drove by a park literally a few days ago. Very popular, very, very popular park. I'm telling you right now, every single race, ethnicity, whatever, was in that park. Right next to each other, swinging their kids on the swing set. The same people that they're telling you are fighting each other, they're swinging their kids in the same park. Their kids are playing together in the same park. And you're telling me that there's this crazy thing going on? With, like, there's bad things going on, but only around these things that where it's allowed to go on. Because again, I just told you, I was driving by a park with little kids, and every single race was in there. Every single kid was playing together. Not one kid, and not one parent was saying, don't play with that one because they're this or they're that. That doesn't exist here. It only exists when you get clusters of people that just do bad things. And again, I'm not taking any freaking side because I think it's all funded by the same people. I'm very politically neutral because I don't really care about politics because I know it's all seeded by. So that's pretty much that. I'm very upset about it. I'm sad at what New York has turned into, and I just hope to leave here soon. I just want to get out of here. I'm not comfortable. I just can't say too much about it because I'm just not trying to get anyone upset. I don't want to get myself upset. But I don't want violence. I just want love, bro. Oh, Nick.
Champion trophy. Like
the orange heart.
For Randi, orange heart.
I like the orange heart. Thank you, Nick. I appreciate that very much. GTFO NYC has to be a mission now. I'm getting out of here. I'm getting out of here. I can't do it anymore. I can't do it anymore. And I can't believe it. I can't believe it. Yeah, planned chaos, absolutely. This was all planned chaos. It's only going to get worse, especially in cities that the leaders are missing. Where are they? The leader of our country, where is he? Okay. Let's go into the market recap because I can't talk about this anymore. We have some green going on here. We have Ondo, we have red, we have a bunch of things going on here, like Doge in the red today, which I'm kind of sad about. But at the same time, I don't know what's going on with Doge. I don't know what's going on with the IP. There's a few things within the Doge community I'm not happy about. And I love Dogecoin. The actual coin itself, I have the biggest love for. Like my Bitcoin, Litecoin, Digibit, all the love for it. What is going on with this IP? Because apparently the person that took the picture of this Doge meme is the owner of the copyright. But then this other DAO says they have the exclusive IP, which is so misleading because apparently they don't. And that if you're misusing the Doge logo, if I put a vampire outfit on this Doge and the person that has this IP or the copyright doesn't like it, then they could pursue legal action. Why is this being brought up now? I don't know. Why didn't this person that owns this copyright call all the news stations to say don't report on Doge and don't say anything about it because I own the copyright? Why is this coming up now? So I'm not happy about that. And I hope that we figure that out soon. Because this Doge thing is a huge issue. Huge issue. Anyway, we have Bitcoin, though, that's at $57,390 about. Apparently, again, and this is why I warn you guys against leverage. And when you're trading, you have to be careful. Because Bitcoin long liquidations spike above $145 million. This only took 24 hours to wipe out hundreds of millions of dollars. Now, of course, we were talking about the golden zone at 60K. And we fell right below that and just kaploot it. 56K is the next level to watch. So I would watch that. And then also, again, if things take a really dramatic turn, watch out for around 52K, 51.8 is the level to watch. But it seems like the defense is pretty strong. I remember yesterday watching the 60K teeter, and we were just kind of sitting above it. We closed right below it yesterday at $59,000, around $59,000. And now, yeah, we're looking at that 56K, and we're hoping for the best here. And I'm just scared of coming close to that 200-day SMA because, sheesh, if we do, then that might be a problem. And then also, shout out to the new month. People are shook. Oh, no, we closed last month. We closed April in the red. Oh, boy. Guys, I'm okay with it. We had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 green months. Number can always go up. And previous to that, we had 7 green months that led to a previous all-time high in March of 2021 as well. We took 2 months to cool off, which was that April, which was May of 2021. And then June, we took a little bit of a dip as well. And then throughout the summer, we were pampeth. Except for, of course, September. But that eventually led you again to all-time highs. So I'm not surprised at what's going on right now. I expected a dip. We've been talking about that for quite a minute. Especially on the monthly, we have a fresh red dot that's printed. So that's telling me we have the possibility of red this month and maybe June as well if we repeat history. But typically Bitcoin doesn't. And people are preaching 40K Bitcoin right now. Oh no, 50, 40K Bitcoin. Could it happen? Yeah. But could it not just because everyone's saying it? Absolutely. That's what Bitcoin does. We're cooling off from overbought right here. So we're kind of cooling off. But we know in previous bull markets, 2017, a little bit of 2021, that it wasn't really an issue for Bitcoin to stay overbought and cool off and make a little bounce back and make that all-time high in November of 2021. So I don't know. I think we're at a pretty interesting point. Like I said, the 4-year cycle is basically out the window, but we'll see what happens here. Do you guys think this is going to be a sell in May and go away situation? Let me see. Do you guys think that Bitcoin will make a red month and it'll be a sell in May, go away? Put a 1 and a yes emoji for red month and a 2 or a no emoji for green. Don't panic. Protect Me says they're panicking. No. Here's a rain of love. Don't panic. Oh, that was a little low. Do that again. There you go. Of course, Swash puts a 3. I see you, Swashy, over there. I see you, Swashy. We're going to move on from Bitcoin. Let's go and talk about Ethereum. And then, of course, we'll go down our list. And if you guys have any chartery requests, I will take them. Because I'm mad about the world and the government. Yeah. All right, let's talk about Ethereum. That's just below $3,000. And again, the defense seems like it was trying to defend the defense over here at like high 2,800, 2,900. Seems like we're here now at that point. And then bearish level, I was telling you guys to watch, is 2,770. Below that, we are literally teetering with the 200-day SMA. At that 2650 is the bearish level, below 2770, and then the 200-day SMA is at 2623. So I would just be very, very aware of the whole situation going on here with Ether, and that if we hit that 200-day SMA, we might have an issue. VWAP is down, momentum is down after that red dot was just printed. We have the RSI just completely kaplooed. And again, I was telling you guys, let's go to oversold. I will freaking fight through the freaking trenches as we always do, because boy, oh boy, we're not giving in to the market makers trying to make everyone sell their corns and their theories. Now, we do have, again, those beautiful 7 green months with ETH, and then we had a red month for obviously April, and now May with the fresh red dot printing on that momentum on the monthly. Money flow is still pretty decent, I'm not going to lie. And the VWAP is down, of course. The RSI having a little bit of an issue here. Tried to go into overbought, kind of rejected that whole situation. And we'll see where she really goes from there. The RSIs might converge, and so we'll see if there's anything zesty that comes out of there. Again, bearish level to watch for the month is 2770, and maybe because of this wick from that monthly, I'd watch in that 2650 range, which again is coming awfully close to that 200-day SM frickin' A. So be aware. 200-day SMA tells you a lot. A lot. And also, what else tells you a lot? Litecoin, the freaking right coin. Everybody loves Litecoin. I love Litecoin with my whole freaking heart. We're going to the Litecoin Summit, friends and family, as you guys hit the likes and things. July 24th to the 25th in Nashville, Tennessee. We have Litecoin Summit, so please come hang out. Only $84 per ticket, which is a little over one Litecoin. One Litecoin today, $77, down 3%. And again, the 200-day SMA that I was warning y'all about. And now we are here. We're there. We're experiencing the whole thing. Red dot printing on the momentum, bringing it down. VWAP wrecked. Money flow about to enter the red. And again, the last time we saw red money flow, at the end of that red money flow was October. Now, the 200-day SMA, if we reject it, I'm awfully scared. Our low today was $74.58. $75 was where the defense has been pretty strong, except for now. So if we keep rejecting these levels, the bearish level to watch is $63. That's what we're watching. Boy, if Litecoin takes a dippity-doo down to 42, what a snag, in my opinion. Not financial advice. Never, ever financial advice. Ever, 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 ever financial advice. Let's go to the monthly. Monthly Litecoins. Monthly Litecoin looks a little bit more choppy than the rest, but also, like, could this be like a Delulu cup and handle? I don't know on the monthly for Litecoin. Like, I just feel some spice going on there. Obviously, the 200-day SMA is a battle here. The 2 months was like a bearish engulfing of the previous month. So I would just take a note of that, but also watch out for all these levels we discussed previously. Red dot is freshly printed on the monthly. VWAP is down, money flow is down. So we might be in for a sell in May and go away situation. But also, like, Bitcoin, this is her year of surprising everyone. Everyone was like, oh boy, Bitcoin is never going to make it 10K Bitcoin. All of a sudden hit all-time highs before the halving. So I would never, ever, ever doubt Bitcoin. Unless you're Geo that constantly shorts the market. And you're welcome. And also, I take my financial advice from Geo. I don't know. He tells me to short the market all the time. Shoot, what am I going to do? Joseph, I'm mainly on YouTube. Yes, that's true. $42 would be a steal. The cheapest Litecoin you ever got was $51 in 2018. Wow, you're an OG, my friend. Beep boop. Beep beep bop boop. Beep bop boop. I like beep bop boop. Beep boo doo. Beep beady beady boo. Summertime sadness. I see Wick with that freaking Lana Del Rey out there. Meet up with Geo. I don't know. Should I meet up with Geo? I don't know. I'm scared. I'm just kidding. I'm not scared of him. He's just 5'2"3/4", and he just wants to go to Cancun. I know New York is not the goal for him. It's a little bit more crusty, but I know you wanna go to Cancun. I know that's the ultimate goal here. I just don't know about Cancun. I don't know about Cancun. I know Nick from Market Cipher maybe wants to catch a tan. I know that for sure. Like, he's in the mountains, he's hiking, he needs a tan. We're looking at Dogecoin this morning on the monthly too, and we're breaking below an important level, approaching that 200-day SMA. Monthly, red dot on the momentum, VWAP is wrecked. Let's go to the daily here to get more information. We're falling below that 12 cents. I was telling you guys, look at that 12 cents. These are where the wicks were. Pun, because we have the wicks in the chat, LOL. But again, we're falling below this 12-cent resistance / support. And I'm hoping that it stays support, doesn't become resistance, because then the next level below that is 10 cents. And what is right above that, a little smidge above that 10 cents, 0.108 cents, the 200-day SMA. And we don't like that. We don't like that. We're down 7.5% with Dogecoin, red money flow, VWAP wreckage, red dot, pulling the momentum, wreckage. And are we approaching that oversold region? Oh, yes, we are. We were severely overbought. And now we might hit oversold. The last time we were oversold was August, and previous to that was March. So it's been a while. And that's why I've been saying, let's dump it all. Let's go to oversold and relieve the selling pressure on the market. That's what I'm rooting for right now. Johnny said, Cancun spring break is fire. Oh boy. Cancun in June. Sorry at everyone. No Market Cipher streamers will be going live that week. I mean, like I said, I don't know. This is a little bit crazy. He is still a man? Just because he's short doesn't mean he's weak. Listen, I'm short too. He's like my height. So I'm not, I can't fade. Yeah, I can't fade the height. I can't fade the height. You know, we're fun-sized people. That's what all the people used to say to me when I was younger, because I was always the smallest person. They're like, you're fun size. I was like, I don't know what that means, but sure. Someone was asking for TRB. I'll get that for you. But honestly, I'll be up front in the whole situation, my friend, that this chart is a little bit scary. And I'll show you why. Because $44.59 is what you got for TRB. We're down around 11%. What the actual poop is this wick? From $261 was the close, a pump and dump from $629. Like, how does that happen? How does that happen? Listen, the only things I could tell you is that we rejected the 200-day SMA. We rejected the $74 support that we never really had, but it had some defense there. I can't say it wasn't completely there. And then $9.73, like, that's what you got. But from $600 on, what was this? December 31st? Like, what is that? That's crazy. The mini size Snickers. Yeah. What the? Freaking Gio's a spicy kid in this chat today. What is going on here? Chris Fox, definitely fun size. Yeah, fun size is the way. To the moon, 340K. I'm freaking ready, traffic. I like you. User 97 says they love me. Much love to you too, my friend. It means they have no righteous thoughts. None of these people do. None of the politicians do. They're freaking psychotic. What vacation? Apparently I'm going to Cancun with all the Market Cipher bros. It's called the Eiffel Tower pattern. Is that a real thing? Is that a real thing? I would, hold on. Eiffel, because I'm trying to get educated. Eiffel Tower charts. Let's see. Oh my gosh. Yeah, but I don't think that would, because this is the Eiffel Tower formation. I don't know if it exactly lines up here because, I mean, maybe it does. But this is like a gradual kind of build-up type situation where this was like, it built up, but it was just like a wick. Like, to me, that's like not a real Eiffel Tower formation if it's just this wild wick that's like, you know, endlessly continuous here. I don't know. In the chat, please like drop your thoughts. Is this an Eiffel Tower? Is this an Eiffel Tower formation? All my TA people in the chat, Nick, Gio, anyone, give me some insight here. Hi, Rudy Poo. God candle. I mean, that's a scary candle in my opinion. Boinker, fund size isn't a bad thing. Haven't heard it used in casual conversation, but hey, it's 2024. I mean, listen, this is casual conversation. I don't know. We're just like a little bit odd on this channel, but that's okay because that's how we make it in this life. Magic, thank you for the team bracelet. Thank you, thank you. No comment, LOL. That's the new antenna they installed. That's hilarious. My friend in the chat, RG, you're so funny. Memory Man, nice to see you. Welcome everyone to the chat. Yeah, today got really spicy. I'm on my own with the Eiffel Tower. Would you guys come to the Eiffel Tower with me? Are we gonna, like, we should go to the whatchamacallit, the Eiffel Tower. That would be so fun. I've always wanted to go, but also Paris is crazy nowadays, so I don't know. But I also like very much like the thought of like going like in the elevator, going to the tippy top and like looking over like, wee. I would love to like, you know, skydive off of that. That would be so cool. I've always wanted to go skydiving. I want to go bungee jumping. I want to like, you know, fly. I want to fly like a little birdie. There's an Eiffel Tower in Cancun in June. Oh, wait, really? Wow. Dude, I didn't know that Paris is now in Cancun. I guess they didn't like the weather. They want to be tropical. You want a croissant? I want a croissant too. I want a real chocolate croissant, even though that's not what they call them in France. Johnny Angel said he told me it would crash. I'm not surprised, bro. You've been skydiving 5 times, Beep Bop. You love it. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. I want to go skydiving. Wop Mummus said 5'4" here. I'm glad I'm short. Much more advantages. I like being short. As a girl, I think it's like awesome being short. As a guy, like I think it's still cool too, like short kings out here. But yeah, I think it's nice to be short sometimes. But also it's a struggle when I'm in the grocery store and I can't reach the top shelf, or in my own kitchen where I got to get a step stool to even look into my pot of sauce when I'm cooking. You guys, like, if you guys have seen, whatchamacallit, if you guys have seen my videos on Instagram, sometimes you catch my feet in there because I'm on a stool trying to look into the sauce pot. So I'm a little too short to do certain things, but it's okay, I guess. Gio said, Nick and I are going skydiving in Cancun in June. Okay, then that's the only thing that could entice me. I mean, I like skydiving. I like doing all these things. Oh, yes, and I have ziplined upside down as well. There was, I don't know if I could pull up, like, the evidence of the skydivery, but I absolutely love ziplining. I was in this zipline years ago, and it was so awesome. I loved it. They asked everyone, it was like over 1,000 feet in the air. It was one of the highest points. And they were like, does anyone want to go upside down? It was like me, the fam, and another group. And they were like, no. And I was like, yes. So I went on and and then the guy was obviously on there with me, kind of holding me. And he goes, just let go. And I was like upside down, thousands of feet in the air, just woohoo. And then right before we got to the other end, he's like, get up. And I was like, okay. And I picked myself up and that was it. That was so amazing. Hold on. TikTok trying to censor me. Okay. But yeah, that was like amazing. Ziplining is amazing. You like how I say sauce? Sauce. Freaking coffee, the sauce. Know how to use your height? Yeah, that's true. I just need a step stool sometimes. What am I going to do? I should sing a short person song right now. What is that? What could be a short person song? Josh said, shout out to you. I ain't trying to support zombie fiat either. Yes, pamp that. You guys are so fun. Johnny said, fun show. Always a zesty show here, man. But yeah, I love doing things. I love doing everything. Like, I have friends in low places. Wick, that's freaking funny, bro. You gotta laugh for that. That was good. That was good. But yeah, like, too much of the sauce can be bad. Listen, it might give you heartburn. That I will say. It might give you heartburn. But yeah, I think we have some promise here. There's this. Hold on. I'll show you guys what I want to do. Let me see if I can find it. New Zealand. What was it called? Bungee jump. Yeah, I think this is it. Let me see if I can find it. That was because like that was so awesome. Like I gotta find this TikTok page. It was so freaking dope. Yeah, I don't know. Like this was just such a wild thing. I want to do it so bad though. If you guys find it, let me know. It's New Zealand, and basically it's this huge freaking swing, and like you could jump off, and it's not like holding your feet. It's like strapping you in middle, so that way you could just like woo and just freaking go. Like that is so freaking awesome. But yeah, oh man, I gotta find the TikTok. Maybe later I'll do it. But yeah, absolutely fire. Absolutely fire. New Zealand swing. Let's see. I need a video. If anyone has a video, I'll pull it up. This is it. Like, oh shoot. Flew. Not the potatoes flying. We're flying. Look, this is it. Look at it. Look how freaking dope. I want to do this so bad. Go. Hey. All that. Let's freaking go. That's what I want to do. All of that. Like, swing me. Freaking let's go. And I've done things similar to this before, but not at this scale. And I want to do that. That's one of the dreams right there. And of course, like a human slingshot, almost. But there are slingshots. Like, and people fall asleep on them. They're like, in midair, like they're falling asleep. It's so funny. But yeah, I love that. Oh, you're doing that in Cancun in June. Oh boy. Oh freaking boy. Isn't that nice? Let's you guys are so fun. I love this chat. Oh wait, we got a TikTok. Hold on.
I got touched by God and it fucked me up like an electrical current call.
All right, I want to get copyrighted, but look at this. Go, let him go. Look at this view too. It's absolutely beautiful. Look at that. Woo! You don't even see them anymore. Like, that is so amazing. I want to do that so freaking bad. That is everything. That is absolutely everything. So that's people are like, I wouldn't do that. I would. I love that stuff. I'm okay with that. Oh yeah. I'm scared of like the slingshots because like I feel like I don't know why I'm scared of the slingshots. Like I'm not scared to jump out of a plane or do any of that. I just think the more extreme, the more I'm comfortable with it. I don't know if that makes any sense. Like I'm not a crazy extreme person. I just want to fly. You know what I mean? Like just. Warlocks and flying squirrel suits. Yeah, basically. That I've seen people do that before, and it's freaking dope. It's dope. That's what Bitcoin's gonna do in a little bit. Yeah, listen, George said he wants to fly with me. Let's all fly together. I think it's so fun. I would absolutely do it. I'm a rebel sometimes. Yeah, in certain situations, yeah. Yeah, let's all fly. Yay! Zipline, woo! Zipline, woo! Alexandra G is down, and that's really all that matters. What do we got going on right here? What's the stream doing? Guys, we have some likes going on. Pamp up those likes. Skydive meetup, yes. Also, make sure you guys are subscribing to the channel, por favor. But yeah, we're getting after it. I'm only in my 20s once. Yes, that's true. I agree. I'm only in my 20s once. I would like to live that the best I can. And I do get to do a lot of cool things because of crypto. So shout out to you guys for just being so amazing and supporting this channel so much. Also, I'll be on Spaces with Doug at 1:30. So if you guys follow Doug Hype, follow him. And I'll be on him with him at 1:30. I have a lot to take care of today, guys, and I'm happy I got to let out a lot of my emotions here. But we just went through a wild show, a lot of crazy news, a lot of rants. So I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope you guys are being careful, especially if you're in New York. Like, be careful. Be careful anywhere that any of this crazy stuff is going on, because we just want peace, love, and happiness. That's really all. So I hope you guys are pushing that. I hope you guys are spreading that love every single day. Most importantly, be your own bank. Make sure you guys are taking custody of your crypto. Take your crypto off of the exchange and put it in your wallet. This is an amazing time to be alive, because there's so much change that we could really make in the world in the most positive way possible. So I hope you guys have an amazing day. If you haven't yet, please make sure you like, subscribe, share this video.
Bing bong.
Oh, baby. Why don't you like and subscribe and share this video?
Have an amazing day. I appreciate every single person that's in this chat. Like, subscribe, share, comment, whatever you do, it all contributes to the mission of hashtag GTFONYC. We're going to get after it. Have an amazing day. I will see you guys later. And as always, stay zesty. Peace.